And then when you get to the top, you're not just gonna hold, you're gonna squeeze this muscle as hard as you can, and then you're gonna fight that constant tension of the cable all the way back to the starting position. What are they doing at crunch? They're not doing that. They're getting to here and they're letting it drop. So we get to here, and literally this is an entire wasted motion. And then not only that, they got a ton of effing weight on here and they're just slinging it around. Look, there's no tension on my shoulder as I lower. Literally half the benefit. Is that a big deal, one workout? Probably not. It becomes a big deal when that happens 5 days a week, month after month, year after year. You're gonna get so much more from maximizing every single second that your muscle is under tension by reducing the weight and focusing on the things that matter. What is that? Time plus tension, execution plus effort, and going near failure.
Oh my God, I'm just playing with them now, yeah. Oh my God, what she's saying, say it loud, yeah.
The first thing I wanna walk you through is how do we set this thing up? So you go to the gym, what do? How do we actually get into position? What you're gonna do is you're gonna drop down the arm of the cable and you're gonna lower it to around knee height. So for me, approximately here, I could go a little bit lower, I could go a little bit higher, and I'm gonna show you reasons why you may wanna do that. The really cool thing about this cable machine is I want you to envision this cable as the line of resistance, because that's exactly what this is. One of the differences that separates this from the dumbbell is that we have constant tension on the machine. But what's kind of cool is that we can manipulate that tension based on the height of the cable in relation to your shoulder joint. So what I mean is, as I lift my arm, I want you to watch how this cable gets closer and closer to my shoulder. So the distance from the cable to my shoulder joint decreases. What that means is that the line of force gets less and less. So as I lift my arm and this cable gets closer to my shoulder joint, it offloads the muscle group. So it's reducing tension at the top. The reason that's important is because one of the core principles of muscle physiology is as a muscle shortens, it progressively loses its ability to produce tension. And more a muscle contracts and goes this way, it loses its cross-bridging ability or its ability to shorten. Well, by changing this relationship of the cable to the joint, as it's creating a matching resistance profile. As your muscle gets weaker, the resistance gets offloaded, and so it increases your ability to generate tension as the muscle fatigues, and you can push a little bit harder. That's one benefit. The other benefit is, let's say you're weaker on this, which most people are on a front raise. Well, as you get more and more fatigued, you can raise the height of the cable without even changing the weight and continue to offload your shoulder more and more at the very top. Or if you're somebody who has maybe some joint wear and tear going on, and you just want to reduce some of the stress on your shoulder joint, this is another thing you can do to manipulate the length tension. I could just raise the cable all the way up here and basically make it to where at the very top, I'm completely offloaded. So there's all kinds of reasons that you can manipulate this tension of the cable, and you can do the same thing with bands. I think that front raises are one of the most underrated shoulder exercises out there. There's a ton of middle delt in a front raise as well. So you're gonna get a ton of value from your entire shoulder complex by working it 3-dimensionally as opposed to working it 1-dimensionally. Time is started. I'm gonna get into my lunge position. Leaning my trunk forward, I'm gonna tighten the front of my shoulder and make my shoulder lift my hand, squeezing at the top, fighting every inch all the way down. Max tension, max effort, max activation. We are utilizing every second under tension because we know that this adds up week after week, month after month, year after year. It's not just this workout. What is the 4-step rep? Step number 1, I'm going to tighten the front part of my shoulder before I move. Step number 2 is I'm going to squeeze my front delt the entire range of motion. Step number 3 is I'm going to squeeze as hard as I can at the top. And then step number 4 is I'm going to fight the load all the way back to the starting position. That's step 1. Notice my lunge position. It's very similar to the static lunge we've done. I've got a solid base of support. My trunk is leaned forward. I'm on the ball of my back foot. You have to have a solid foundation on this to maximally engage your shoulder muscles. There's a significant strength difference between my left side and my right side. This is way harder on this side. That is time, thank God. Your goal is to push yourself every single set. Near failure, you should feel a pretty solid burn in your shoulders at this point. If you don't, something needs to change. What are they doing at crunch? They're doing this. There's no eccentric. They're going to get half of the benefit that we're getting. Look, there's no tension on my shoulder as I lower. Literally half the benefit. Is that a big deal? One workout? Probably not. It becomes a big deal when that happens 5 days a week, month after month, year after year. Because they get, what was the math we did? 13,000 hours of less time under tension. And you don't think it's a big deal? Because I can't even move my effing arm. Shit, 12 seconds. I got nothing. I got to drop the weight. Whew. Right side. These are the kinds of things that I'm thinking about at night. When everybody else is doing weird shit, I'm thinking about freaking calculating time under tension minutes. That's why I'm weird. That's why I got in trouble in math class in high school, because that's what I was doing. I used to sit in my English class with a Biomechanics of Resistance training book, and I had to sit in the hall my entire senior year. And I wasn't even a bad kid, but the whole year I had to sit in the hall because I didn't get my book out. So you get to learn more about me each week. Miss Purser was the class. She did not like me. 10 seconds. Holy shit. I promise I'm trying to lift my arm. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Switching. That's what I call near failure. That's what this is about. How do you know if you're near failure? You can't lift your damn arm. Lunge position. Trunk is forward. Chest is up. What are we engaging? You're going to tighten this muscle right here before you move. You're going to make your front delt lift your hand up towards your shoulder. And then when you get to the top, you're not just going to hold. You're going to squeeze this muscle as hard as you can. And then you're going to fight that constant tension in the cable all the way back to the starting position. What are they doing at crunch? They're not doing that. They're getting to here and they're letting it drop. So we get to here, and literally this is an entire wasted motion. And then not only that, they got a ton of effing weight on here and they're just slinging it around. You're going to get so much more from maximizing every single second that your muscle is under tension by reducing the weight and focusing on the things that matter. What is that? Time plus tension, execution plus effort, and going near failure. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this beneficial. If you did, please hit the like, the subscribe button. This will help me and ensure that my content reaches more people on YouTube. If you want to join the MGB officially, you can scroll down in the description and there are 2 links. One is to the Apple App Store and the other is to the Google Play Store. And you can join my app for free and view some free content. And I also have some really in-depth programs. I have a complete blueprint that's going to walk you through how you can build muscle the most efficiently and the safest way possible. I hope you join me next time.